that you're no good, baby, you're no good.
Hey, it's Dave. Welcome back to my channel. I went to eat with a buddy of mine the other day, and he was like, you know what's a great solo you should play for your channel? You're No Good by Linda Ronstadt. So I did it. He also has suggested a few others that I've done in the past. Breakdown Dead Ahead was his idea. I can't remember if he came up with Cuts Like a Knife, but he's an old friend of mine. I've known since I was 18, so what are we looking at, 32 years? But yeah, he always knows a cool solo to play. Anyways, today I'm playing my Mexican Strat that I've completely modified, putting on a Wenge Warmoth neck with an ebony fingerboard. I had laser logo put in, and then I had that's filled with acrylic paint. The tremolo has been replaced with the saddles from the Graphtec saddles, and the pickups are DiMarzio Pro 54 and 2 Area 58s. That is like my setup that I use on everything, and I really like it because it really keeps like the Strat sound. So like if I'm playing, and I'm just going to keep the sound that I used on the last song, but if I'm playing here, let me just adjust the camera. So if I'm playing here in the neck position, it's got a real nice sound. I use that, and that's in the neck, which is like my one of 3 positions that I really use on a Strat. I don't use a lot of different positions on a Strat. I use 3. I use this position, which I call 1. Fender calls it 5, but I don't care what Fender calls it. To me, this is 1. I use 5 also. I feel like the Pro 54 has a great sound for just your rock thing that's not too bright, not too crazy. It still keeps it sounding like a Strat to me in the bridge position, but it has like a nice sound. And then the other position I use, which I use all the time, which I used on the last song, is the 4 position, which, again, Fender calls 2, I call it 4. It's the bridge and the middle on. And you got like, you know, that... It's got a nice sound. You know, it's got a real nice sound to it. You know, whatever, if you want to do like country stuff or just anything. It's like if you use a heavy compressor, which I do on my rig, it's got a great sound. So just again, a little bit about this guitar. People have seen it in the past. I think I paid $300 for the guitar when it was used on Craigslist, but it was in brand new condition. I had to even peel the plastic off the pickguard. Then I sold the pickguard assembly with everything on Craigslist for $100. I sold the neck on Craigslist, I think for $2 or somewhere close to that with the tuners and everything. Oh no, I sold it for $140. So that was $240. I had it on there for $2. Somebody offered me $140. I took it. So that was $240. And then I ended up putting this on here. This cost me $240. So that puts me back at $300. The neck was around $4. That was like $7. Everything, I think at the end of the day, the guitar cost me $800 when I factored it all in. And it feels like a custom shop. It's got a big V-neck. I got the scalloping going on here and just some of the higher frets, so if I'm playing, you know, I can get under it. I don't really play the middle pickup at all, the 3 position. I don't really play that position much. I used to play this position, the second position, or what Fender calls the 4 position. I just don't find myself using it all that much, although I think it's a very usable sound and it's great. But for the most part, I'm playing the 1 position, the 5 position, and the 4 position. And these pickups, to me, they're quiet. I mean, you won't hear a damn thing. They never make noise, and they sound, you know, it just has a nice sound. So I like them. And that's the pickups. People constantly ask me what I'm using for pickups and what do I like. That's what I like. Are you going to like them? I don't know. Okay. If whatever you like, whether they're Lindy Fralins, if you want to pay an extra amount of money for a very expensive pickup and those are what you like and that's the sound you like and those pickups inspire you, use them. If you feel like you can pick up a Fender off the shelf and you love the way it sounds and you're happy with the sound in your rig, good, that's great. All the better to you. I mean, everyone has their own opinion of what they like and what sounds good to them and what you're looking for. For me, early on, around 2000, when I started doing a lot of sessions, I just wanted the guitar to be as quiet as possible. So I was looking for I was always looking for a noiseless pickup that kept its brightness and kept the sounds and the qualities of the single coils that I like. And it wasn't until the area pickups came out that I found them. Before the areas, I was using a DP 409 from, was it a DP 409 or just a D409? Either way, it was a DiMarzio 409, a 403 I was using. The 409 I think was called the Heavy Blues, and the 403 might have been a Heavy Blues version 2. But I was using those pickups, and I liked them, but they were darker. When these came out, I was like, ooh, that's really Fender-y sounding, and that's what I liked. And so that's what I've been using. And, you know, when it comes to humbuckers, I use a Fred, DiMarzio Fred, and I'll use the Area 58s. I also really like the virtual solos. If you're going to play a heavier rig, and you want to play like a louder rock stuff, and you need a little bit more compression and drive in your single coil, then I highly recommend the virtual solos by DiMarzio. And but yeah, that's really like what I use on. I mean, my yellow Strat has this setup, which I now consider my main Strat, and my second main Strat is the black Strat, which looks like the Gilmore Strat, and those also have these pickups. I also have it in my Gary Kramer Strat, the same pickups. So like 3 guitars that have them. When I got my G&L ASAT, the initial idea was to have that same pickup setup as well. Except, actually I think I was going to have a 58-58 in the Area T in the bridge. And what ended up happening was G&L sent me the guitar before I could get them the pickups. I wasn't thinking, and I had other stuff going on, and so I got it, and I was like, oh, I'll just do it myself, not a big deal. And then I played their pickups, and I'm like, this is another sound. It's a little different, a little bit more aggressive, and I liked it, so I kept it, and that's what I keep in my ASAT. As far as my 17th Street Strat that has Fred in the back, I have an Area 61 in the middle and then an Area 58 in the neck. And that was just done because I was experimenting at the time, and I still liked that sound, and I wanted something a little different. I also have a Strat that has a humbucker Fred. Oh, no, it's a transition in the bridge, which is the Steve Lukather. And then I have a Pro 54 in the middle, in the, whatever the Paul Gilbert one is called. It's the Injector or something, but it's basically like a hot rodded 58, so it kind of matches more evenly with that transition pickup, and I like that. I do like DiMarzio pickups, certain ones. I think Steve Blush is a very cool guy over there at DiMarzio, and we've talked ad nauseum about a lot of different pickups over the years. I'm not a big fan, and I don't really think he is either, of some of his higher output pickups. I'm not a big fan what they're known for, which is their metal sounding pickups. But I suggest anybody check out the Area pickups, and you would see. I'm not really a Duncan guy. I think I had a Duncan at one point, like a JB and a 59 in some guitar, and it was the most generic sound. I couldn't wait to get rid of it. And then, yeah, I mean, I think out of the Duncan pickups, I do like the Pearly Gates. But for the rest of the line, I feel, to me, I'm not a fan. And it's just that anytime I pick up a guitar that has it, I'm always just like, oh, I would change the pickup in this guitar. And it always turns out to be a Duncan. I mean, nothing against him personally. I mean, other than the fact that he's out there saying, like, oh, use this pickup if it's made out of this wood. So he's still trying to sell you snake oil. And that bothers me. Let's see what other guitars I have. I have a Rebel Relic Telecaster also that has Gretsch pickups, which I love the sound of the Gretsch pickups, and it has a Bigsby whammy on it. And then I also have the Charlie Christian pickups in a Strat. I have 3 Charlie Christians that are made by Jason Lawler, which are fantastic sounding pickups. The only problem I have with those pickups are they're a little bass heavy. So when I had it wired, I had a bass roll-off put on there, and it actually sounds nicer with the roll-off if I'm playing with any type of drive. If it's clean, I'll play it just the way the pickup is, and I think that pickup is a clean sounding pickup. But overall, it's a great pickup. And so that's just a little insight to what I use. I personally like single coils now more. Although occasionally I love that sound of a humbucker, but I do love single coils. The one single coil guitar that I really want would be like a 55 Les Paul Custom, because it has that staple P90 in the neck, and I love that sound. And then the bridge has the regular P90. But yeah, I mean, I really dig that stuff. And but that's a little insight to what pickups I like. I'm going to continue with the lessons coming up on the music theory stuff, and that will be good. I just think if there's something that people aren't getting in those theory lessons, or if you're still working on it, let me know, and hopefully I can guide you in the direction you need to go. Tonight I have a gig, and I got stuff I need to do, so for now, very good.
Idiot. I'm a fucking 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 idiot. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot.
You're right on target. You're right on the money. Everything you said. You hit the nail right on the head with your comments, what you're saying today. You're 150% correct.